So, yeah, this is how I got scammed out of £1,000 during lockdown as well. So, yeah, a lot went down, a lot of police involved, and yeah, a lot of investigation got into this. But before I get into this myself, if you like the story towards the end and you like to see more skate content and other content as well, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my future videos as well, and leave a comment down below if you've ever been a victim of online scamming as well. And yeah, let's get into this as well. So what had happened was Nvidia just announced that there was going to be a brand new line of RTXs coming out. Obviously, we've had the 20 series. Here comes the 30 series. I really wanted one of these because during the time of lockdown, I actually had money to my name for once, and my old PC was a 1060 Asus Turbo 6 gig, an i5 Skylake processor, and it was like 8 gigs of 2133 Corsair Avengers. It was a really horrible PC, and I wanted to take streaming it and recording and uploading videos to my next level because it was Meaty Marley himself that actually told me to do this. We were actually having an actual physical conversation, not in person, but just literally talking to each other, and he said I should do this. So I said, if I'm going to go down this road, and he says I should be doing this because he genuinely believes in me, I've got to upgrade my PC because my PC literally screams at me whenever I start live streaming. My internet's fine, but not this. So I start getting the parts together, and the first thing that I'm looking at is an RTX 3080 Founders Edition. Now, if any of you remember towards the Christmas-ish period of 2020, getting a graphics card, no, just no. No, you're not getting one whatsoever. However, this is where this gets really complicated. During this period, I had a really good mate of mine's. I won't name him because I'm refusing to give him any way for him to fight back against me. I am giving him zero options, so I'm keeping his name out of my mouth, even though I really, really want to fucking expose this little shit. But nonetheless,
or shit stain.
Yeah,
Just whatever.
Yeah, literally. So this guy, I'll just name him as this guy. He's literally getting no credit, no nothing. I've known him for a few years on Discord, and he was a very successful, wealthy person at quite a young age. He was really, really well off. Like one of the most successful people I think I've probably ever met in my life. And he's also told me that apart from investing and doing his stuff, he does actually own a small local computer parts shop that's for actual business and for the gaming side of things, because within his quite wide area full of just little niche villages and towns, he's the only person that does this. Everyone comes to him and his little team that he's got. And he says to me, I was just talking about this, I really want a graphics card, the prices are getting fucking stupid. I like £1,000 now, which is still really cheap, thinking about how they were up at £3,000 for a 3080 Founders at one point on eBay, you know, and I really want one of these. And he goes, we did get some in, we have sold them all, but we do have a couple of ones that we're using. I think we still got one for display. It's not a display one, but we're using it as a display. As someone asked us, that we're trying to keep it hold reserved for other people, but seeing as it's you, I'm going to phone my guy right now, because the shop's shut right now, but there's a guy in there just doing a little bit of paperwork and cleaning up. I'll get a hold of him and see if I can see by some else there's a 3080 Founders lying about. And I was like, right, no problem. He phones up the guy, and he's, I think he's like the guy who he's kind of like backup manager if he's not about, because he's that busy travelling, doing etc, etc. Because he is a really busy person. And I think at that point he was re-renovating his penthouse at the time as well. I mean, we're talking this rich, by the way. A penthouse in Wales. And yeah, he phones him. The guy picks up and he's talking. He was in Discord on his webcam to me. He just muted it, just phoning him. And he unmutes after like 5 minutes of hanging up the call, and he says, right, so here's the case. Every one of them is gone. We do have the display one. We did have that reserved for the other person, but they were meant to come in yesterday and they still haven't come in. If you're wanting it as yours, their time's expired. I'll ask for 800 and I think it was £875 he asked for me, which I thought was a weird number, but you know, it was insanely cheap for 3080 Founders back when the prices were literally going 1,000% to, you know, basically like 1,000% almost at some areas of its original retail price for like 3060s, 3070s, and that. So I was like, cool, I'll take it, because it was literally the only one in the UK probably, and I just got struck gold. So he says, right, what I want to do to keep this professional is, and obviously for tax purposes and you know, so on and so forth, when you transfer the money in the bank, put it through as a business transaction, like you're actually buying something, so it keeps everyone safe. which I've done before, and I know that's an actual fact. I was like, right, cool, no problem. He gives me his own, gives me his bank details, which was the first thing that I should have flared up. But he gives me his personal bank details. It was done as a business transaction. I put it through, so my bank account, my banking firm would know it was a business transaction. I wasn't just sending money, so that I would have a bit more of a bulletproof thing if something was to happen, so to speak. And after that, he says, right, give me your address and everything, which again, I'll never do again. And yeah, pretty much, I'll move my mic just to get a wee bit better audio. And after that, it pretty much, he says, I'll ship it out to you. Say, I'm going to do first class because it's so delicate, these things, and I'm going to bubble wrap the shit out of it. It's like, right, cool, do it. He said, this was on November 16th. I remember this so well. November 16th, this happened. No problem. He said, right, what I'll do is I've got tracking. Once I get the information, I'll send it to you. And I was like, right, no problem. And he said, I don't know if I'll get it tomorrow or if it'll be shipped out tomorrow because we've got to do fines, but it might be the day after. I was like, right, cool, no problem. Bearing in mind, I've known this guy, he's been in tons of my Rainbow Six Siege videos. I've known him for about 3 years at this point, and never done anyone any harm. First day comes by a message on any news on the tracking information, but no, it's just been shipped out. Once it actually is en route, since it's a Royal Mail delivery, that's when we get the tracking information, which he was telling the truth, because that's how Royal Mail works. Their tracking only kicks in once it's actually in transit, not when it's hit its first depot from his local town. It's like, right, no problem. The second day goes by, so this is like 2.5-ish days. Where's the tracking info? No response. Third day goes by. Where's the tracking info? Fourth day goes by. I am spamming this fucker. Oh, you little fucking shit. Where's the tracking info? Where's the fucking tracking info? Fifth day goes by. Phone the police. I was like, I've been done. That feeling of, oh fuck, I've been scammed. Oh fuck. It's like, the only way I can describe it is the same. I think we've all accidentally done this at one point when you think you've accidentally killed someone because you accidentally hit them too hard play fighting, or someone pisses you off and you've punched them, you think you've killed them, do you know that time you play fighting your little brother's or sister and you think you've killed them because you've whacked them full force off the floor? It was that same feeling of literally your heart is yo-yoing between your arsehole and your esophagus pretty much at this point, and you literally, your hands are going like buzzing, you can't move your hands and you're cold sweats, you feel like you're about to pass out. I was like, oh no, I've been scammed, and I'm not well off. I'm not. So 875 quid's like 875 grand to a rich person. I was like, oh, I've been scammed. I was literally going, oh, I've been scammed. Fuck. Phoning police, phoning the bank, fucking getting everyone out. I've been scammed. Fucking help me. My bank pretty much went instantly, yeah, we can't do anything, fuck you, and just hung up pretty much. They just couldn't do anything about it. So I'm phoning the police, saying I've been scammed, someone's robbed me online. Because of this, they have to come down and take a personal statement from my local police force. So I remember the guy so well. This guy is a fucking G, honestly. I won't say his full name, but he was Baxter. The guy was a fucking G for the end, and I'll get into it more. They came to my house instantly, took a statement off of me. I think if this was this was the 21st of November, since it started off on the 16th, maybe the 22nd. Took a statement off me. Oh god, everything. Honestly, I feel so ill. I feel I'm a bit like pass out and throw up and everything. I've never had something this bad before. It was like almost like the worst guilt imaginable for some reason. It was just a horrible feeling. Like, oh no, I'm that one in a million who got scammed during the RTX scam phase. Like, oh no. And you know what it's like in the UK. Fucking criminals get away with shit because the police just don't do anything. They can't do anything. Oh, we can't do this because it's illegal. And there's, oh, we technically can't prove it. And I'm like, oh no, they're not going to do jack shit. I'm like, oh no. But Baxter and his female police officers it's always male and female. They come down, they take the statement off of me, and I should say, sorry for the state of my webcam behind me. They come down and take a statement off me. And because me being the professional that I always be, I'm asking them, what's the grapple, what's this, what if this happens? I'm asking all the questions, so when this happens, I am fucking mentally prepared, because when the day comes to it, if I'm going to get my money back, I'm going to fucking win. Like, I am going to fight fucking tooth and nail at this point. And not even that, I was just in my mind like, if I get my hands on this guy. But obviously he's down in Wales, I'm fucking away up in Scotland, so it's a fucking hell of a distance. Took the statements off of me. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he says, what we're going to do is, we're going to take this statement, you've given me all of his information. But I went on, this guy was a bit of an idiot. I had his personal Instagram and multiple of his accounts as well. I had his Facebook, I had all the conversations, I had the distros, I took everything from him. I said, here's his Snapchat, which also said, here's his Instagram, and I got into his personal details to a certain degree within. I said, yeah, and got all of his information and sent it off to the police. I literally fucking Sherlock Holmes, fucking Mr. Robot, the whole thing. Gave all of this fucking wee cunt's fucking info away. Said, right, what we're going to do is, we're going to see if we can get his info from this, because there's certain laws in the UK where they can't say, oh, give us the information, just give us his information, but depending on the company's location and stats, they can't just refute it because of privacy within the UK, which again is just a bit of a fucking subtle jerk. But this was back in November, bearing in mind things went on and on, getting little bits of updates, because this got passed down to the crime division within the crime division within England and Wales that this was taking part in, which is only suited for Wales and England. I don't think they deal with Scotland. I think Scotland's got their whole different team. Not Scotland Yard, that's still England, the whole of the UK. But anyway, I can't remember the name. If I can, I'll put it up in subtext, little what the division's called. It's a high-end organised crime division, so dealing with serious online cyber crimes. And this goes on for 5 months where nothing happens, because obviously everyone gets scammed during the Christmas period. So 5 months goes past, I get a phone call. Hello, Mr. High Roller. Obviously that's not what they called me, but I'm not going to say my full name. Alright, but hello, Mr. Roller. Just to inform you, we've started to investigate your case. We've managed to get a lot of information on this, and we know where he lives. We believe we can get this. I was like, oh, just please do. So I said, we'll phone you back, and this could take up to 2 weeks, but we won't be doing anything for 2 weeks. We will try and apprehend this guy. No problem. I get a phone call, I think roughly 9 days later, if my memory serves me right. And 9 days later, just to let you know, we've apprehended him and we've got him. We went to his first address that we got off of one of his social media accounts after they passed on the information, and he was there. He was living with his parents, and he was still there. And I was like, oh god, oh my god, he's been caught. Thank fucking god. Here's where the bad news kicks in, which again I find is fucking disgusting. This is a thing in the UK. Bearing in mind that Kieran's told me he's a wealthy person, he's somewhat proved it in every way, shape or form. He really does have the cars. He's sat in the cars, he's sit there and revved them, he's got the keys and everything, he's in his own penthouse, he showed me the videos of everything that's in there. This is where the veil is lifted, the mask is unfolded. This is true, this is all true. For his fucking brother. His brother's fucking padded. He's on benefits and he's 17. So he's told me he's fucking 22, which at the time he's only a couple of years older than me, right? So a couple of years younger than me as well. His brother's fucking padded. His brother owns this company, which, by the way, I would say just for safety reasons, was not tied to this in any way, shape or form. The graphics card is literally fictional. It never came from anywhere. Not even his own business had any graphics card. There was nothing. All this flex on the video was his fucking brother who's fucking padded. He's on benefits and he's a fucking junkie, right? Fucking rage and find all this out. They find out everything. And when the police pull him up, and obviously his parents are so shocked and disappointed at him because we've been pulled up because we've got plenty of evidence that you have online scammed someone out of £875, which is well over $1,000 at the time. Hence the title of the thumbnail of this as well. I didn't know this at the time, which I quite liked, but apparently when these things happen, you have every right as the victim to ask for any and all information whatsoever, and they gave me everything. They gave me his name. I'm surprised they did this. They gave me his address of where he was currently living as well, which I don't know if I agree with that, but whatever, whatever. They gave me all of that. They gave me the woman broke down and told in such great detail the story. They went to his house. He was up in his bedroom. The parents told him to get down here. And he broke down fucking crying and having a severe panic attack in the spot. Crying on the floor, passing out, having wee fits like doing all of that because he thought he got away with it because it'd been a 5 month trap. So he thought, oh, this is me off the clear. Crying fucking everything on the floor apparently, and I'm like, like that to myself while she was telling me all of this. Here's the shit thing that I mentioned. Because he's 17, he can't be prosecuted because he's not 18. They can't do anything with him. If he refuses to pay or they can't afford to pay, then they can do something. But if he pays me all of my money back, which I don't think is enough to point with the amount of mental damage he did to me. I mean, that fucking sheer panic on the day that I realised I got scammed was literally that feeling of like you're kind of like because you feel like you're about to throw up from sheer stress. If any of you've experienced that, you know how fucking horrible that is. I was literally doing this for days and I wrote, just trying not to throw up from stress. It was so fucking horrible. Literally like that non-stop all day because I'm that angry and stressed out. They couldn't. I thought I really wanted to be prosecuted and to get my money back, but apparently he had got dragged to court twice. The first time was for him to get charged and stamped as this, like a conviction that was non-punishable pretty much. I don't know the terminology. I can't remember everything. He gets dragged to court. He gets found guilty, and what he's told is, you know, if you don't pay us, if you try to flee or anything like this, we will hunt you down and we will prosecute you, and jail time one will be possible once you turn 18, and we will hold you until you turn 18, because he was less than 2 months away from turning 18, which, again, fucking bullshit. He was broke because he spent all his money on weed, shrooms, and coke, and drink, and everything else, because he's a fucking degenerate, right? However, this is where I feel kind of bad, but at this point, I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care at this point, but I felt bad to some degree. His grandparents had to fork up the money and pay me back because he was living with his grandparents. It wasn't his parents, it was his grandmother and grandfather. So they had to pay out of their savings because they were broke as well. They had to go into dip into their savings fund to pay me back the money because they didn't want to see their grandson go to jail and have a criminal record to his name, because this doesn't count as a criminal record, sadly, as well. So they had to pay me the money, but I was at the point of being so angry. I went, I don't fucking care at the time. I don't fucking care. I don't care about your wee sad story. Give me my fucking money, you know, fucking shits. I got my money back. It took a long time because they have to pay the courts. The courts have to paperwork the check. They have to get the money back. They have to do more paperwork on the money. They have to take statements more often. Get my details, pass it through with more paperwork, then transfer it over. And it went. I thought I was going to get an actual check. It actually just goes straight into. Sorry, it was a check that I got through the mail, and I went to my bank, and it took 3 to 5 days, and I did get my money back. So that took it. I think that whole ordeal was about 7 months. It was till Christmas, the start of the summer, pretty much from 2020 into 2021. Obviously, if any of you trying to build a graphics card, I was following the stories with Linus Tech Tips. It was an absolute fucking joke, and fucking hell, the stress that caused. It was I've experienced that type of stress. I think that was one of the worst, but that was like three separate times in my life. I don't know if any of you have ever been so stressed and like worked up to the point where you start feeling like really hungry and starving because it's starting to gargle your stomach. It's a horrible feeling. That was the first time in my fucking life, and I probably should not be admitting this in a video or stream, but that was the first time in my life where I was so fucking beyond angry that I was planning to hunt down this guy and kill him. I was going to fucking kill him while hysterically laughing, going to jail. I was doing everything in my power to find this guy's info before he was caught, and the police gave me his information, which again, I'm glad I never done anything, and I find in hindsight, looking back, I don't think I would have done anything, but I was so angry. I sat down with myself a days in the end, and I said to myself, as a man, I have to keep myself with a reputation, and I have to not be looking a little bitch. There's things where you have to take an L. If someone's threatening to batter you and they're twice the size, just take the L and realise you're a small guy, you can't fight it. Just take the L. If I'm going to get robbed and they're bigger than me or if they've got a weapon, take my shit. I'm going to have my ego's going to be shattered for years and then, but at least I'll get to live. This was not one of those cases. I was so fucking angry. I feel like I had to defend my own honour and fight for what was right, and I was planning on killing this guy. I was going to hunt him no matter what, and I was going to go to jail. I don't fucking care if I got caught or not. I was going to fucking kill him with my bare hands while literally pissing myself laughing like the Joker, pretty much, because I think my mental state had pushed towards something I've never experienced in my life, and I genuinely was thinking of any and every way to kill him to satisfy myself. That's how beyond angry I was getting. I am so fucking glad that I've never experienced that level of anger after it, and I hope to God I don't, because looking back on that, I was fucking beyond terrified, and if not petrified, of my own self looking back, because that was, as I say, the anger coming out of me, it was literally fucking psychopathic energy coming from me at the highest order. It was a very it ruined my Christmas that time, and the grand couldn't be easily replaced, but it would set me back a few months of building what is now my PC with a 3080 Founders Edition now in it. But yeah, I have never felt so betrayed in my life by such a good mate who has been in multiple of my videos, has helped me out in some form, shape, or way. For him to be lying. Also, just to add on to it, this guy's been lying through his teeth about other things as well. He has obviously no investments in stocks or anything he said. Also, years ago, when I first met him, his dad was dying, and because of a kidney failure, I can't remember the whole thing, but his kidneys were failing, and what had happened was he went in for multiple operations. They thought it worked, but he just passed away quite violently out of nowhere. He was pronounced dead. He was moved down to the morgue, and he came back to life, which is called Lazarus syndrome. For any of you who don't know what Lazarus syndrome is, it's one of the rarest fucking things to happen in medical recorded history. It is unfathomably rare. Lazarus is in the Bible and the Testament of someone who was basically killed, buried, and came back to life, like, you know, Jesus, pretty much. And that's where the term Lazarus syndrome comes from. He said he had he said he came back to life. One of his kidneys did survive the operation, because it was whatever it was it did. It was pretty brutal, but it wasn't enough. The kidney would have been killed off because of whatever was going on with his body. But if he had two functioning kidneys, it would be able to fight it off. So Kieran told me he had to go in for an operation and give his daddy's kidney. Yeah, that was all a lie as well. That was a lie. Everything was a lie. I have more stories to probably tell of everything he's lied about, but yeah, it was all lies pretty much. But yeah, that was one of the fucking. That was the day that I realised that having friendships when they ask for money or anything to do with money, you can't have it. You can't trust anyone. Money literally cheat. I've had mates in the past for years on end who have ditched me and never talked to me over 30 quid because I wanted my 30 quid back that they borrowed off of me. They didn't have the money. Instead of manning up going, I don't have the money, I'm really sorry. They just went and just ditched me and started talking shit to make themselves feel better, to paint me as the bad guy. So I've had that. That happened. I realised, yeah, friendship and money, you just don't do it. Never ever. If any of your mates go, oh, I need this money, I'm struggling. Tough shit. I'm not risking it any longer. Trust, in my opinion, within a relationship, no matter what it is, should not be within financials. I think that just kills most relationships, and I don't want to do it with anyone else anymore. So if you don't give someone the opportunity to stab you in the back, well, guess what? You won't get stabbed in the back. But yeah, that was one of the worst times of my life as well. So yeah, that was a horrible experience. But yeah, sorry for the long, winded live stream and the storytelling, but I'll wrap it up there. I got my money back. He never got prosecuted, but yeah, I would have liked to see a more brutal outcome of years in jail and criminal record and everything. But I'm glad I didn't do what I did. I'm glad I didn't, try and fucking murk the guy. But again, when you make it's like it's like the old saying goes. You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. Pretty much, he played a stupid game and he almost got a stupid prize. So. It's you get your comeuppance. I'm sure karma will come back and hit him tenfold at some point in his life. But yeah, I'll wrap it up there. Thank you very much for listening to the very end. It's been greatly appreciated. If you could like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I'm making more skate content. That's what I'm actually live streaming in the background. I don't have my webcam. This isn't just chatting. This is straight to live stream. I'm the only person doing it on Twitch at the moment at TV High Roller. All links in the description for my TikTok at High Roller Clips, and my Twitter is also TV High Roller, and Reddit is TV_High_Roller as well. Like, subscribe, and hitting the bell notification helps small content creators like myself. We're almost at 700 subscribers. Let's see if we can hit 1,000 this year. And leave a comment down below of your time that you got scammed as well. But yeah, I love you all, and as always, keep on rolling. See yas. And there we go, Oka. That's my story. If you're still there.
Yeah, I am. Fuck
yeah,
me.
Yeah. I've always wanted to tell that story, but. Literally, I'm actually kind of shaking right now because I'm getting myself so angry talking about it. I'm going to have to have another fag to calm myself down. As I said,
I just say, see that lie about his dad and giving him kidney. That guy, fucking hell, he has no honor. Because I'll tell you right now, see if it was a case of my